Howdy there, y'all. This is Tactical Teach, and I'm here today with a knife review. As you can see here, it's a beautiful Benchmade butterfly with a kind of an unfamiliar hole to Benchmade. I wonder where we could have seen that before. I mean, it's not like we've never seen a knife that has a assisted opening hole ever before. Have we? I don't know. Something just seems maybe a little bit off, a little different. Or not. I think they all kind of fit in together. But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. We are here today to talk about the one, the only Benchmade Griptilian. Now, as you might have seen by my small but very well loved Spyderco collection, I kind of like Spydercos. And after doing a little bit of research, a little bit of looking around, I decided, maybe I shouldn't just be a fanboy, and maybe I should broaden my horizons, beyond Kershaw, beyond Victorinox, beyond... those are the only ones I like, I guess. I could have sworn I had some others. Opinel. I like my Opinel. Beyond those, to see, branch out, see some other brands of knife, and see what I like, what I don't like. And let me tell you what. This Griptilian with the opening hole is a winner. Absolutely a winner. This access lock is the greatest thing I've ever seen on a knife. One-handed, open and close. I don't have the space to flick it out, or I would. The closest thing I've came to that is the ball bearing lock here with the Spyderco Manix XL in blue. It's pretty. I like this knife a lot too, for different reasons. But it's not as smooth. It's, I've had this knife for 2 or 3 months now. It's just not as smooth as the access lock is. It's close. It's a nice lock. I like it. It's a great knife, considering I'm such a Spyderco fanboy. But this is definitely something to keep your eye out for. So like I said, it's a Benchmade Griptilian. You can see the lovely little butterfly, Benchmade. But instead of a thumb stud, it has the opening hole, which drew me to Spyderco because it's such a unique design. And it's kept me there for a while. So a little bit about the specs, then we'll move into what I like and what I don't like, and then my final opinions. So, like I said, Benchmade Griptilian. I got plain edge because I don't like serrated edges on any of my knives. I understand there's a place for them, but even if I get a knife, I'll use it for a while, much like this Victorinox. I can't even remember what type this one is. But anyways, it had a serrated edge up front and a plain edge in the back, and I'm in the process of finishing off re-profiling the knife because I really don't like that, don't like the serrations, but we'll talk more about that at a later date. Again, we're here for this. Plain edge, satin finish. I like the little bit of shine to it, but it's not overly polished like the Victorinox generally are. So you can use that as a mirrored surface. I like that it is, it's shiny. It's not the coated black. It is 154 type steel, as designated on the back of the knife here, or 154 cm. My correction. So even us non-steel type guys, we can tell you what type of steel it is, because Clearly knife makers don't think we're quite very smart here, so they make sure every blade has steel types on it, so when we are comparing our knives, we can say, oh, I got this type of steel, oh, I got that type of steel, just so we can compare it a little bit more. I got the blade shape in a sheep's foot because I have tons of classic shapes, and Tanto is hit and miss with me. I'm not sure if I like it, not sure if I need it. I have several Tanto knives, but I always find myself going back to more classic knife blades. I like that it has a nice little bit of curve to the blade, so it has the tip when needed, so for the puncturing, but it also has just that nice subtle curve when needed for little cutting activities. The specs, and if I remember correctly when I did my research, this is actually the lightest version of the Griptilian, coming in at 3.79 ounces, if memory serves me correct, which it might or might not. The Tanto version and the classic blade styles both came in at above 3.8. So not much lighter, but just enough. The scales are a nylon, probably injection molded plastic or something like that. When I first got the knife, I was like, oh man, this feels kind of flimsy, but now after a month and a half of solid use and almost daily carry, it's not that big of a deal. It's set, well, excuse me, wow. It's set up for tip up, carry, left or right, and that's the only option for it because of this access lock here, which I can't tell you enough about the access lock. I love the access lock. I was a little hesitant at first, but as time went on, I really loved it. I'd sit there and flip it open, flip it closed, flip it open, if it stays open, flip it closed, and I'll just sit there hearing that lovely snap, 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 and I love it. It's great. Love this lock. So as far as ergonomics in the hand, I got a big guy, got bigger hands, and for the most part this hand just kinda, it fits. The ergonomics are great. It has nice jimping along the spine of the blade here for the thumb ramp and down here, so you know you really want to choke up on it, you can, or even if you're going to go fine cutting like so, you can. But there's also jimping on the inside here again, so you're not going to slip. But there's also a little bit of roughage on the top and bottom, so I guess if you're going to hold this in a reverse, in a combat kind of style, you could do that as well. Lanyard hole. Honestly, the star of the show is this access lock. I think it's amazing. I think it is the bee's knees, and it's going to make it hard to swap this out for some of my other knives, especially my lower end knives, which I plan on doing reviews of. I have a Shuffle and a Shuffle 2, where they're just basic liner locks. That access lock is something else. I mean, like I said, I'm a Spyderco fan. Fanboy. Love me my Spydercos. But if I see a whole lot more like this from Benchmade, they might be getting a bit more of my money. Anyways, the one thing that I really don't like about the knife is the scales. I know that there's a G10 version. When I was buying this, I didn't necessarily have the extra cash to kick out for it, so I settled for the regular one, which I think is great. But I prefer the G10. Maybe I'll save up for that or trade this and some of my other knives for that. That'd be nice. So out of the box, it came out razor sharp. After a month of opening mail, cutting cardboard, basic cutting tasks, I did have to put a little touch up on it. But as you can see, the paper test, which doesn't prove anything other than your knife can cut paper, which isn't the sturdiest, most amazing, substance in the world to be able to cut. But hey, let's see if I can get a little curly Q. No. I'm getting some thin cuts. Oh, there we go. There's a good one. Yep. Anyways, so I reach in and grab that. Little curly Q. It's sharp. A little bit of a touch-up, a little bit of a stropping. Anyways, my final verdict on the knife, the Benchmade Griptilian plain edge sheep's foot 154 cm steel, nylon handles, satin finish, plain edge. If you're looking for something that's simplistic but I'll get the job done, and you don't mind dropping a couple extra bucks on it, absolutely recommend. It's a great knife, great lock system, feels good in the hands. It's just an all-around great knife. Like I said, the only thing that I don't like about it, scales, they feel a little cheap, but after a month, it's not really a big deal. So, like I, again, just said, if you got the money, got the interest in it, go get it. Just do it. I don't want to guarantee that you won't be disappointed, but I could almost guarantee that you wouldn't be disappointed. As long as you treat it right, use it right, this is a great knife. Anyways, with that shiny recommendation from a small-time YouTuber and outdoors enthusiast and amateur knife collector, this is Tactical Teach, signing off.